What's up, everybody? Welcome to the GoldBoys 2024 MLB preview show. Shout out to Sleeper Picks here for sponsoring this. We just wanted to get together during this NBA break and cover some MLB futures, bets, Q&A, whatever you guys got. We got Krusty K, Portman, and Allen with us. How you guys doing today?
Good, hey, Nick. I'm good.
I'm doing good, too.
Kind of a unfair match of teams here. We've got a Brewers fan, a Pirates fan, a White Sox fan, and a Braves fan. So I feel like we have an unfair advantage here for Allen. But kind of going off of that, what did you guys think of the offseason? Any key additions or trades or free agent signings that caught your attention as far as gambling aspects?
I think for me, I don't know if you saw Underdog put out that tweet the other day with the guys who added pitches to their mix. Some of those guys on there, Hunter Green with the splitter and the changing his curveball a little bit. I mean, the guy was racking up Ks before, so I'll definitely be curious to see how that goes. And then Shane Bieber with Driveline. I don't know if you saw that. His velo's back up to like 93, 94 consistently. So I think it'll just make the offspeed better and probably be the Bieber of old.
Yeah, that'll be interesting strikeout wise. If Hunter Green can just stay healthy, that's his kryptonite as of late. What about you, Allen or Portman? Anything with your Braves or the Dodgers super team? Anything?
Yeah, I mean, it'll be fun to have Ohtani not in that small market. But he's just awesome. So wherever he is, he's gonna be, plus 200 to hit a home run.
Right.
And then I guess like just seeing what Soto looks like with the Yankees is going to be fun. I think he could have a monster season power wise. I think.
What do you think him and Judge parlay homers are going to be like odd wise?
I mean, you could probably throw in Stanton too, and it'll be like barely plus 2K.
Yeah,
I just read Stanton cut a bunch of weight again. He's been running a lot, cut a lot of weight.
Maybe that'll keep him on the field.
I guess, Alan, if you kind of want to give everybody like a little intro as far as beginning of the season and what you recommend, like starting out.
Okay. Well, guys, we look forward to, I guess, to start off in, I think, March 2021, the South Korea games with the Padres and Dodgers, but following that, March 28th, we have a full slate. We kind of touched on this last year, but if you're new to MLB betting, of course, we want to stress unit management, okay? Be careful, especially at the start of the season where cold weather, snow, and wind can play havoc on these games, whether it be a pitcher, a batter, and or run scored. So we'll get into more of that as we start up and into March. Pitchers, of course, won't be stretched out, so you'll see a lot of them on limits for the first 3 or 4 or 5 starts as far as that goes. Keep an eye on injuries. Keep an eye on the injury list. Keep an eye out on your research on some of the sites, and we can help you with that. As far as research, and you can do your own research and get info as well. The 4 of us and other cappers and GoldBoys use multiple research sites to help us, and then we'll just we'll take it day by day as far as that goes. We're open to questions. We want you to be involved tonight for the next hour or so. Type your thoughts, type your questions. We'll get to them as soon as possible, and then we'll address each one. Glad to have everybody.
I guess somebody asked a question already about managing units with NBA games going on as well. I don't know, Port, if you want to kind of address that, how you plan on doing basketball and baseball, if you're going to go heavier on one or try to balance it out.
Yeah, sure. I gave it a little bit of thought, I guess, already. But yeah, I mean, I'm definitely going to mostly concentrate on, I mean, I don't really do pitching props at all. But home runs is where I had the most success last year, as you know, if you were like tailing me all year. And early in the season, when it's cold, there are less of them. So I will be going lighter, and also the fact that there's NBA, probably be a little lighter than what it'll be midsummer. But I probably will cut back on NBA too. Like it'll be a little bit of cutting back on both, so it's not overwhelming for sure.
Kind of going off of that, I know like 2 years ago you were huge on the steals, and then they had the rules change. Have they just kind of cut that completely out odds wise, or are you going to look to go back at that at all?
Yeah, I mean, like that, you're right about the odds thing. Like, it's like what I loved about it 2 years ago was even someone like Acuna, like worst case, he'd be like plus 270 in a good matchup. I also think not only the rules changed, I just think the books got smarter. I think that was a kind of a market that a lot of people weren't betting. And so our odds are just sharper across the board now. Like you don't see someone get called up that, it was a base stealer in the minors and they're plus 1,800 to steal a base like we did a couple years ago. Like the books are smarter with those. More people are betting them. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. We'll see how it goes. But yeah, it's tough. Like you just like the odds just aren't really worth doing those round robins when all of the good base stealers have plus 150 odds to steal.
Yeah, for sure. I know they kind of nuke those with the rule changes and stuff like that. It just makes it tough to make it, like you said, worth the round robining and stuff like that.
Right. I mean, the odds are probably fair, but
right.
That's the thing. Yeah.
Yeah, we even saw it with some of the first pitch stuff kind of drop at the end of the year. So
Wow,
it's just
you sure did.
Allen's Acuna automatic bet. What was that originally? Because it dropped majorly.
Plus 5,500 to like plus 1,400.
Yeah. Couple questions. I don't know, Krusty, what do you think of the Orioles this year?
I mean, all the injuries I'm seeing heading in spring training got me a little nervous, but assuming these guys can stay healthy, I mean, I love that roster, top to bottom. But I saw like Bradish has an oblique. I saw Gunnar Henderson's banged up. They said Means is behind schedule by like a month. So, I mean, Dylan Cease is ripe for the taking.
Hey, Corbin Burns. You're welcome.
Let's go through the rotation. Burns, Rodriguez, Kramer, Wells, and Cole Irvin as of right now.
Grayson Rodriguez could be huge if he has a kind of an uptick in his stuff.
Projected lineup: Gunnar, Adley, Santander, Mountcastle, Ryan O'Hearn, Hayes, Mullins, Jackson Holly, and Westberg.
Yeah, I mean, it's that's what I said, top to bottom. I mean, they're in a tough division, though. I mean, Tampa always finds it to be competitive no matter what. I mean, the Yankees keep throwing money at people, so you got to hope they're going to be competitive.
Red Sox could be in trouble in that division, I think.
I saw they signed Liam Hendricks, but, like, you got to get to him to use him, so I don't – like –
right. Yeah, I don't know what else they really have. Let's see, any more questions here. Orioles winning 90 games. Jackson Holiday. Do you guys have anything as far as Rookie of the Year, MVP looks?
I mean, it's chalky, but, I mean, how do you not take, like, Ohtani? I mean, I know he's not going to pitch this year, but with that lineup and with the protection he's going to have around him, I mean, you're going to have to pitch to him. And I mean, I don't see how he doesn't put up some crazy numbers there. I guess really anybody in that lineup though has the potential to put up huge numbers, so it's kind of tough. They're just competing against each other. Obviously, Acuna. I mean, but I'm not a super big like that kind of. I like the pitcher prop futures more than the MVP and Rookie of the Year type stuff. So,
do you have anything pitcher wise that you're looking at?
I did lock in that nasty Jack Flaherty over 129.5 strikeouts. If he does stay healthy, I don't see how he doesn't clear it. I mean, he pitched like 144 innings, I think it was last year. Hadn't done that in a few years, but if he can get about 150 innings, I don't see how he doesn't cover that strikeout line. That was really the one I locked in so far. I'm waiting on Prize Picks last year did like these things where it's like how many 10 strikeout games will the guy have, and it's like over under, whatever, 2.5 something. I like those. So like guys like Hunter Green and stuff like that, the guys who really can rack them up. I'll be curious to see what those lines are at.
Any futures that you've looked at, Port, or not yet?
Not the awards, but there were a couple I looked at today that caught my eye that I like some long shots. So most home runs, the guys that are most likely their odds kind of stink. I wouldn't. It's not worth it. The Olsons and Schwarbers and them. But I love. I think this was even better before, but I still like it. It's like right around plus 5,000 for Corey Seager, who if he plays 155 games, he's going to be right there. And Royce Lewis is plus 12,000, which is crazy.
Wow.
He's got to stay healthy, and he hasn't really been in the league very long. And
he was
but if he does, I mean,
last year, I know that.
Yeah, I mean, if he stays healthy, he was hitting. I think it was like every 14 at bats, he was hitting a home run. Which, to put in perspective, Schwarber is like 12 and a half every 12 and a half at bats. Olson led the league. It was a little under 12. But he was right there with like guys like Jorge Soler, Luis Robert, in terms of who were up there with all the league leaders. So I love like plus 12,000 is crazy. And then the other one I looked at was for hits leader. The guy that jumped out was Julio Rodriguez. He's like plus 3,100. But I mean, he started so slow last year, and once he got going, he was amazing, and he finished pretty high up there, considering that slow start. So I think he's hitting his prime. Like I think I like those odds. I think he should be up there with the guys that are like the absolute favorites, like the Acuñas and Arise and all them. But yeah, I like those three.
What about you, Alan?
Well, James, do you have the future list I posted? Thank you. I'm with Nick on this one, guys. I just think if the line is 176 for Araz, it's just too low, in my opinion. With how many hits last year, Nick? 200 and what? How many do you have? 203?
Yeah, he was right around there.
That's 25 less. I just think he's going to hit that. Red Sox are a mess. I think it's set at 79 or 80. I'm under that. The Braves at 101. As much of a Braves homer I am, with 104 wins last year, I just do not see 102 wins with the competition and with some teams getting stronger. I could be wrong, of course, but that's a lot of wins. And then homer bet, I think the LA Dodgers' best regular season record, I think you can get it from plus 180 to plus 200, depending on what book you're on. Chalky bet, yeah, but let's ride it. And then I'm really high on the Astros this year with Presley and Hader in the back of that bullpen and signing Altuve. In fact, the Astros, unfortunately, I hate to say this, will be my pick to come out of the American League for the World Series.
If you do want to take the Dodgers to win the playoffs, Alan, they are minus 7,000. So if you're looking for a pick there, I had a couple futures that I've taken so far. I did take Arias, like Alan said, as the regular season hit leader plus 800. It's just he's just so consistent. Bat to ball skills are unbelievable. As long as he doesn't get an injury or something, he's gonna be in the top 3 or 5 for sure. Just 5% K rate. He's always making contact. Another one I had was pretty chalky. Spencer Strider, strikeout leader, plus 190. if the Braves let him go this year, inning wise, I mean, we all saw what he can do. He's a strikeout machine. So once again, healthy Strider, I really like. If you're looking for a long shot, I kind of like Skubal from Detroit. He can rack up the Ks. His thing was health last year, but when he came back, he had a ton of double-digit strikeout games. So a long shot, I think he was like plus 5,000, maybe something like that. So just a long shot. And then stolen bases. I hated taking Allen's guy, Acuna, chalk, but I also like Ellie De La Cruz of the Reds. He was plus 800. His issue is just going to be getting on base. He strikes out a ton, so if he can cut down a little bit on some of his strikeouts, and I mean when he's on, he's green light to go. Whatever we saw him absolutely torch the Brewers with what was like 4 stolen bases and stole home against them. So really like him as long as he can get on base this year. A lot of questions about Bobby Witt. You guys have any thoughts on him after signing that contract?
Stud. This is stud.
It's one of those things where you just hope performs. I don't see how he doesn't. I mean, everything points to him just continuing to, sky's the limit for that guy. But those big contracts always make me nervous.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know what? I actually have one more I forgot about. Just one more nice long shot I like for the stolen base leader. The only guy that really jumped off the page to me in terms of his odds was, and you're kind of almost just betting on him to kind of figure out how to get on base a little bit better, and as he's in his second year in the league. But Anthony Volpe at plus 8,000.
Wow,
he's one of the best base stealers once he's on, in it, at any level. So if he can figure out how to get on base more, I like those odds.
That's a really good one.
Yeah, I'm looking to see where he's slated in the lineup too. 8th as of now, but as you know, sometimes they move him up.
I don't even mind being down there,
right?
Because he might be more inclined to run in front of the 9-hitter as opposed to in front of Judge or Soto.
Right.
Alan, you want to cover any builder types or anything like that?
I'd like to cover the rule changes real quick.
This season?
The rule changes, James. You have the rule changes?
Oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Okay, thanks. All right, guys. So these are the 4 major rule changes for 2024. Number 1, the time between pitches with runners on base is now 18 seconds instead of 20. The second one is going to be I can't read that because somebody. There you go. Mound visits per team reduced from 5 to 4. Their average 2.3 last year, so MLB revisited and changed that. A new one this year: pitchers who warm up must face at least one batter. They had 23 instances last year where the pitcher warmed up and was taken off the mound before he faced a batter. And then this is one I really like because I hate that interference rule when a batter's running to first base. They open it up the space another 18 inches or so. It now includes the foul ball line to the infield grass, allows batters to take a more direct path to first base to avoid interference. I just think that should have been there all along, in my opinion. So those are the 4 major rules, if you want to call them major, the 4 rules that in December that they decided on. So we'll see how some of those, if any, play into these games.
Had a quick question for Portman here. When picking individual home run props, do you look at splits versus specific pitcher, weather for that day to see if the wind is blowing out, exit velos over the last few games, or versus certain pitch splits?
Yes, all of those things. Yeah, you kind of nailed. That's most of the things I would be looking at. But I think I weigh how hard they're hitting the ball more than anything. That seemed to be when I would I started having my most success, because there's really nothing more important than that. And like hitters definitely get locked in and hit the crap out of the ball, for stretches. Um, so that's the one I think I care about the most. But yeah, I look at all of those things.
Yeah, baseball is definitely a sport of runs, hitting, and pitching. When a guy gets hot, it's a good time to jump on. Um, did you want to go over those builder plays, Alan?
Yeah, if you want to, James, you want to start dropping them. We'll kind of look at these and uh, between all the cappers, we're going to have a good variety, like we did last year, of builders, strikeout props, RBIs, home runs. So it's important to, like we talk about, stress, use good judgment and good unit management. Um, this is just a simple example, and Krusty specializes in these as well, of a four-leg, four-strikeout builder. Okay, pretty simple. I advise everyone to get multiple books. You're going to need at least FanDuel and DraftKings for some of these plays that we drop, especially first pitch, which we'll talk about in a few minutes. First pitch is not available in DraftKings. It's first plate appearance there, which does not meet the guidelines what we play on the first pitch for FanDuel. So you want to make sure if you want to play first pitch, you at least have a FanDuel for that. So, okay, that's just an example there. Okay, next one, James. Nick, that's one of yours, I believe.
Oh, yeah. People are asking about if the RBI plays are going to be back. We will definitely have those back. I did a lot of strikeout stuff the first half, and they started tanking the odds on those strikeout ladders. It was like plus 700 for the top rung. And then I started looking at some of the RBI plays, and you could get two RBIs for some guys was the same odds. And just the hit rate based on compared to strikeouts, like guys getting 2 RBIs is a lot easier than guys getting 10 or 11, 12 strikeouts. So I just started playing those a lot more, parlaying some of them together. I think there was a Lindor ticket and his 4 RBIs was like plus 6,000. So there's just some crazy odds. And like Portman went over to like just some of the guys exit velos, pitcher matchups, certain pitchers they hit well. It's kind of how we select some of those guys. So those will definitely be back this year as well. Do you want to touch on big board stuff, Alan?
That's fine. Yeah. For those of you who've been around the past few years, we developed what is called a first pitch big board. And we made some changes to it the past couple of years to tweak it some. We used to include balls and strikes. We don't really do that anymore. But it's a play where we take the best batters that we think with the matchups on the pitchers based on prior history and to date numbers who have the best chance of putting the ball in play, whether it be a ground out, a fly out, a single, double, triple, whatever it may be. So each night we will take those and we'll post those in a graph for you, and we'll also have some round robin plays highlighted as well. Now, it is a lotto, okay? So we stress that there'll be nights where there'll be no hits, and there will be nights. James, you have the graph of the July ones of all the hits, please. July 14th or 18th, or whatever those days are. Just what that was typed out as far as hits on the big board. You will see stretches where we have incredible hits, and you'll see stretches where we might not hit any a night. So there's not a unit structure for that per se. It's we recommend 50 cents or $1 play here and there, and then we just go from there.
Yeah, I think like Alan said with that, it's not going to hit every night. There's going to be some big nights. There's going to be some nights, like you said, that don't hit. There was some absolutely crazy runs with that last year with the round robin stuff. But you can't jump in and expect to hit a round robin every night. I know, Port, you can probably attest to it too with playing lottos like that. I don't know if you have any advice for people with tailing that type of stuff.
Yeah, I mean, like the home run lottos, definitely like, like round robin them, but even given the round robin, like you can go, a whole week where I don't hit any. And then, sometimes you'll go on a run where you're hitting a round robin every night. But the odds on those are so high that it's like, I mean, hitting like one home run lotto in a month, you hit one of those at plus 16,000 odds and you're up for the month if you follow the unit recommendation. So you definitely shouldn't be tailing those thinking that you're gonna hit one every night or every other night. You should be tailing the builders too, as well as those long shots for sure.
Krusty, anything new you're going to be playing this year, or if you want to give the
last year I was dabbling with that like first plate appearance strikeout stuff and just can never really get it nailed down. So I'm going to tweak that a little bit in the beginning of the season, see how it goes. And if I just can't find any consistency with it, I'll probably just kibosh the whole thing. But I mean, obviously strikeouts, primarily strikeouts. I think the first play appearance stuff, I think there's there was good value there last year. Like I said, it was just, you're relying on a lot to happen. Obviously you need to get 2 strikes. It was just, it was too much variance. But I had something I want to talk about. I forgot what it was.
Those first plate appearance ones are so fun to play, but so frustrating at the same time.
Well, and there was no consistency. Like, if like we had like a model for it, and like you get a guy who's like even money, you think it'd be like, okay, that's a good one. And then he gets first pitch swinging, then you get guys like plus 400. Like, I'm not playing that. And he strikes out in the first plate appearance. So it's like, there's no consistency there. So we'll see if we can figure it out. But I mean, I'm just excited to get back into it.
Yeah, for sure. Question for Port about unit recommendation. You post all that with your plays, right, Port?
Yeah, I will be. I'll post the unit recommendation and I'll be tracking it. So I haven't fully figured out what I'm going to be recommending for everything yet, but I'll definitely have the recommendation for you. Don't worry.
As you guys can see on the screen, the big board, and this was the first pitch big board from July 14th to July 28th. It was just an incredible span. These were all hits. These 714 with plus 1,000, plus 1,100, plus 3,000, all the way down to 728. That just shows you what kind of run we can go on. Conversely, we can, like I said, we can go on 2 or 3 days without a hit. So, but this was one of the highlights of the summer, as you guys that stuck with us who were here last year can see these incredible hits last year on the first pitch. So this was just an example of a two week spread. Those
are just the solo ones too. That's nothing parlayed, yes. Right?
They're correct. Those are solo hits, right? James, you want to drop a couple more builders? A couple more of the smaller ones? This is just a simple DK builder. We can use alt run lines. We can use Ks. We can use a lot of different things here. Each capper will do his best and her best to try to develop these things the best we can, get you the best odds. So that's why it's important, like I said, to have multiple books, guys, because all of us will be using multiple books. And we do find DK has sometimes better lines on Ks when we're trying to use these builders as far as that goes. We'll have money line plays, straight money line. We'll have simple plays to mix in, and we'll have over and unders. We'll have some first fives. We have a no runs first inning group. We'll be posting those as well. So just about anything you can think of as far as MLB betting, there's a simple builder. Simple straight. Zach Wheeler over 16.5 outs. That was, I believe, the National League Championship game. Anyway, so we're here for you and to answer any questions you may have. There's a first pitch. I had to do some research. Nick and I found that the first pitch of this pitcher is the bottom of the first. So Gallen was throwing balls the last 10 or 12 outings on the first pitches. So we took a shot at it at those great odds at plus 175. And there's Acuna, whose odds have dropped, of course, at plus 750. So we'll do the best to get you a good variety and give you a lot to choose from on a daily basis.
I know there were some questions about walk plays. Krusty, did you play any of the walk plays last year, or do I got the wrong guy?
Like on hit batter walks or like the pitcher walk?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, like we had there was that stretch where like Aaron Judge, like you get his walk, like live every plate appearance at like plus 180, plus 200-ish. And I mean, we abused that for a while until they finally realized it shouldn't be at those odds. And I think Sam was talking about Ohtani in the chat. We had that for a while too, where like they were walking Ohtani pretty much every time, like late in games. So if the odds are still there, I mean, it's a good play. I mean, I love that.
Been some questions also about research sites. Do you guys have any sites that you can give out to people as far as research sites?
Yeah, sure. I'll plug our buddy Eli's site, deganalytics.net. Basically, last year when I started to really dive into his exit velocity stuff mostly, but also honestly he has some good stuff with pitchers, pitch mixes. But the exit velocity stuff and the last five games or so, 10 games, whatever you want, kind of like changed the game for me. Started getting a lot better at picking home run hitters. So that would be the first place I'd point people. Besides like the stuff everyone already goes through, the Ballpark Pals, RotoWire, those kind of places. Eli's site, dganalytics.net.
Anything specific you use, Krusty?
I mean, Fangraphs for pretty much everything. I mean, played IQ for like the real basic stuff, but their new interface when they changed it wasn't very good. So pretty much just have like 3 or 4 different favorited tabs on Fangraphs that I just cycle between.
Yeah. What about you, Alan?
I'm sorry, I was reading the chat. Repeat that, Nick, please. Any
research sites that specific
I just posted
like to go to?
RotoWire, Baseball Savant, Eli's site, like Portman touched on, Roto World, Roto Ballers, a lot of different ones like that. And I think what we'll do is we'll compile a list for everybody prior to the season of 10 to 12 sites, and make sure that's an announcement. So make sure that's out there for all the members.
Sounds good. Somebody asking if we can build a season-long lotto live on today's show, 1 pick from each person. If anyone has a future or something they want to throw out just for fun here.
Oh, we could do it. I was going to do it anyway, so I would.
I can pull up FanDuel here if you guys have something off the top of your head.
I liked Ellie over his stolen bases. I know it's a big number.
All right.
I was actually looking at that this morning. So
get that in. Alan or Port, you have anything that stands out futures wise we could throw in here?
Let me see. What can we? So what did you pick? Ellie over stolen bases?
Yeah.
What is that? 40.5. All right. Let me see. Let's see if we're able to parlay with that.
Wow, it's 40.5 now. So moved on there. I still have 38.5 on.
Yeah. Are we doing even money for this, Nick?
Whatever you want.
Right.
It could be crazy. It could be not crazy. Whatever.
I'm sold on the Astros winning the West at plus 105. Sold.
Astros winning the West.
All right, give me Corey Seager over 29.5 home runs.
All right, Alan. It will not let me add that. It won't let me parlay that with these.
Huh.
So Seager and Ellie were at plus 266 right now.
Could throw in a pitcher, maybe.
Yeah. Yes, there will be, for those asking, there will be RBI ladders. Covered that a little bit earlier, but we will have those back for sure. I'm looking for, they have hits on here or not?
FanDuel selection pretty limited right now.
It is.
Yeah, it is.
That's why I was looking on Prize Picks. They have pretty much everybody up. So that's why I was. Ellie's at 38.5 on there.
Yeah, I don't see hits.
I mean, I'll find something for strikeouts here. I hate doing this because I love this pitcher. I just think that they baby him with the Dodgers. I'm going to take Glass now under 175.5 strikeouts. I love Glass now too.
But the Dave Roberts factor is real. He's. Man.
I mean, they can't afford to have him get hurt.
No, I agree with it 100%. When you saw Urias, I mean, that guy wasn't allowed to go more than 5 innings forever.
Right.
Man, Corbin Carroll's home run line's only 22.5.
Yes.
Seems low.
Anything standing out prop wise, Alan?
I'm checking now since I can't do my Astros. Can you take under and wins? Can you add that in there or no? Can you try that? Braves under or the Red Sox under?
No, won't let me.
Yeah, you can probably only parlay player specials with other player specials.
Yeah, I think that's what it is. You got to have something from your Braves that you know.
I'm taking Acuna under 37.5 home runs.
Under 37.5. All right, so we have Ellie De La Cruz over 40.5 stolen bases. Corey Seager over 29.5 home runs. Tyler Glass now under 175.5 strikeouts. And then Ronald Acuna under 37.5 home runs. Parlayed, that is plus 1241. We'll tweet that play out here too after the show here.
Sweating from day one. From day one. Because Acuna is going to hit like 7 home runs in the first week, 8 home runs in the first week.
Y'all caught me off guard.
Yeah. Be at the All-Star break with like 28 home runs. And you're sitting here, how could he miss this?
I might switch that to Trey Turner steals. I don't know how many he had last year. 28 seems low.
Trey Turner?
He had 30 last year. Change that, Nick, please, to over 28.5 steals.
I already put it in, Alan.
You already put it in?
No, it's okay.
Maybe they'll both hit. What did you want? Trey Turner over steals?
Yes.
All right. Same exact odds, plus 1241.
There you go.
And we'll tweet that out after here. I guess
I'm
we
just
can
looking.
any division winners or league winners before we get to like World Series picks.
I mean,
White Sox to win Central.
White Sox to win the Central at 38-1. Like, they're bad. Okay, I'm not even going to try to sell you that they're decent, but that division, like I said, we were talking about earlier, no one is running away with that. There's no one in that division that's gonna. It's gonna be like 500 is gonna win the division. So I'm just saying, it'd be very
We
White Sox.
parlay Ports Pirates with your White Sox to both win the Centrals, and you get plus 66,000. So
And we retire, and we're hanging with that. We're hanging with Allen in Cancun. So
Rusty, what's Kansas City to win the Central?
Kansas City to win the Central, plus 1,000. Minnesota's the favorite, minus 140. Detroit plus 350. Cleveland plus 400.
I don't know if you saw, but that Jordan Leisure, the guy the White Sox got, the prospect, they were talking about all the metrics and stuff, and he's got like more extension than Strider, all this, all the advanced stuff. And I'm just sitting here wondering how the White Sox are going to screw it up.
Is that the guy that throws like 97?
Yeah. And so but all the advanced metrics match up with Strider's. Then he has more extension. They said extension's from like 7 feet. So he's supposed to be unbelievable, but I just envision them ruining him like they ruin everybody else. So
yeah, sounds about right. I mean, as long as he doesn't turn into like Kopech issues.
Look at how good Kopech. He was a top prospect before the White Sox got him. So
I guess who do you guys have in the probably one of the toughest to pick? Who do you guys have in the AL East? Yankees plus 130, Orioles plus 220, Jays plus 440, Rays plus 650, and then the Red Sox plus 1,400.
I have the Yankees personally.
Just with those odds, give me the Rays at those odds because they're always there.
They are always there.
They are.
It'll be interesting what they're. I mean, they lost Glass now, but they seem to always find guys to fill in.
Right.
I'll tell you
he
what
was always hurt too.
I'll tell you what the rotation is right here. They've got it's Eflin, Savali, Zach Littell, Ryan Pipio, and Taj Bradley. That's the top. That's a 5-man rotation.
Taj Bradley's not a bad 5. He was decent at times last year.
Yankees: Cole, Rondon, Stroman, Cortez, and Clark Schmidt.
They need Rodon to bounce back in a major way.
Yeah,
and Blake Snell in like a week.
Yeah, true. Yeah,
I think the Brewers are signing him. I think that's where he really wants to go.
I mean, I don't I get the Yankees being favored, but that's not. Yeah, I'd probably go Baltimore or Tampa. I agree with Porty. I mean, Tampa just always finds a way. It doesn't matter.
Hey Nick, we got to hammer Cole Reagans again.
Yeah, for sure. I wonder what he is for strikeout leader.
Yeah,
probably crazy odds.
I think he was on that list too for altering a pitch or adding a pitch, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Seth Lugo was the Royals' #1 pitcher. It's Lugo, Walker, Reagan, Singer, and Jordan Lyles.
Reagan on FanDuel to lead in strikeouts is plus 3,500.
Okay.
I mean, if he gets the innings, he's definitely got a shot. We saw it last year.
How many times did we play Jordan Lyles not to win?
Yeah, that was kind of like a free space last year.
I'm going through these names, bringing back good memories from last year. Good memories.
There's some that bring back bad memories too.
Yeah.
What about World Series picks? Dodgers plus 320, Braves plus 450, Astros plus 700, Yankees plus 800, Rangers to go back to back plus 1400, Phillies plus 1500.
I'm with Alan. I like the Astros to come out of the American League, but I mean that's not really that fun.
Yeah, I mean, if we're going fun, we're taking the White Sox to win it all. Like,
Hey,
yeah.
White Sox only have the third worst at plus 25,000.
I mean, think about how crazy it'll be when they win the division, and then you got a positive cash out on that. And you're sitting there thinking to yourself, man, that Krusty K's guy, he was on to something the whole time.
Yeah, well, let's see what happens here.
The Cardinals
To win.
gave Sonny Gray $80 million to be the number one.
Yeah, that's
He's
a lot
good.
of money. He was good with the Twins, though.
And
He was
Mitch Keller
amazing.
made us a lot of money last year.
Mitch Keller could. I read a lot of stuff on him that he could be, if he takes like the progression that he had last year into this year, he could be a dark horse for a strikeout leader as well. As crazy as that sounds, I don't know what Port thinks of him, a Pirate, but
Yeah, no, I like him.
I also feel like the guy's like 35 years old, but he's not.
He's still super young.
Yeah, I don't know why. He's just one of those guys I feel like is older than he actually is.
You got O'Neal Cruz coming back. It's going to be fun.
So I saw Dave Roberts just say earlier that Yamamoto and Glasnow will get opening starts in South Korea against the Padres.
You know, how many games are they playing?
I think it's 2, Porty.
Yeah.
So the Dodgers have Yamamoto, Glasnow, Bobby Miller, James Paxton, and Emmett Sheehan. Walker Buehler will come back sometime during the year.
Bobby Miller's going to be good. He's going to be real good.
They're also just going to score like so many runs every game.
Yeah, I mean, imagine pitching there and knowing like if you give up 3 or 4 runs even, you're probably fine.
Right.
Who's their closer right now? Do you know Alan or not? Yeah.
The name escapes me, bud. Somebody in chat, so a Dodger fan would probably know.
Peralta strikeout leader. Fastball Freddie. I mean, he was racking him up at the end of last year too. His thing is he's so little. He just can't stay healthy for a full season. He'd probably be up in the top 10 if he could stay healthy though.
Yeah. Projecting.
Dave Roberts said it's Evan Phillips is going to get first crack at it at closing.
Yeah, they have so many right-handers that look alike. I can't keep them straight.
Sounds like it's going to be kind of like a little bit of a committee though. Like use Phillips in high leverage spots, not necessarily, the traditional closer role.
Yeah.
Right.
I think my go-to bet is going to be Arias to not strike out and then Dodgers money line to it, so it's actually playable. I think that's going to be the combo I play. I mean, there's times Arias didn't strike out. It felt like for like 15 straight games. But
yeah,
everyone is on the Dodgers here. I think it was ESPN radio or something. The Dodgers had the highest win total the highest like over under win total since the 99 Yankee team. Which is kind of crazy.
Didn't Peralta sign with the Cubs today?
Which Peralta?
David Peralta.
David, yeah.
I was gonna say the Brewers surely didn't lose a Freddie Peralta too. Now did they? Do you guys have anything else you want to leave these guys with before we head out for the night here?
Nothing except I'm just excited. I can't wait for baseball to be back. There's nothing more fun than hitting a home run lotto. It's the most fun thing to hit.
Well, poor to you and Prop and a couple others are absolute best in that, and we look forward to another good season of that as well. You guys that don't know that I'm older than most of you guys in here about 2 or 3 times, as Nick reminds me. But I've been active in baseball for 55 years, one way or the other. So I'll be heading down to spring training for 2.5 weeks in Florida in mid-March. So I'll keep you guys posted and send you some pictures and try to get some autographs and get some scoop on some things and pass that along to everybody.
Alan, what was it like betting on Babe Ruth's home run over under?
Not quite. Almost.
So. But thank you guys for tuning in tonight. Hope you guys have a great rest of the evening.
Nick, we got one more thing.
Yeah, go for it.
The giveaway of the 3 Discord memberships, 1 month.
Oh,
did you
awesome.
see that? Did you see that?
I did not.
That's in our group chat from NJC.
Oh yeah. Yep.
It's to a viewer who comments their Twitter username in the chat at the end.
Yep. Yeah. So make sure you guys leave your Twitter or X username in the chat here, and we will select 3 winners for a free month for GoldBoys, and we will get in contact with you about how to redeem that and what you guys need to do. So once again, leave your Twitter username here in the chat to win one of 3 monthly memberships that we're giving away here.
If you post a compliment for Nick, he'll give you a little extra chance of getting picked. His hat collection, top tier.
If you compliment, go White Sox, go Brewers. You have a good chance. Krusty, in case you're interested for a Brewers White Sox World Series matchup, plus 119,000. So there's probably a good chance we could see that.
I mean, I'm ready to retire, so I'm good with it. I'm in.
I really don't see what could go wrong with that. So, but thank you guys once again for tuning in tonight. It was a lot of fun to talk baseball again. It'll be fun when we have that on every single night here pretty soon. Thank you to Sleeper Picks for sponsoring. Thank you to Alan, Portman, and Krusty for hopping on here, and for our producer James doing his thing here.
Yes,
hope you guys have a great rest of the night, and look forward to interacting with all you guys and talking some more baseball here going forward. So we'll talk to you guys later.
Thanks, everybody.